How you guys doing? This is Hybridsteel. Welcome to me talking about Palworld. I had the opportunity to play this during one of my live streams for a couple of hours. I've been playing it offline as well. I just want to talk about my experiences and some of the stuff that's been talked about on X, formerly known as Twitter, formerly known as, the little Tweety bird. So, first off, I want to talk about the whole lawsuit thing. Now, I get, people are a bit weirded out that Nintendo haven't said anything about it. And the best source of information I have is this guy over here. If you don't know who this is Pirate Software, Thor, right? Most people know of him, and if you don't, he's been a developer. He was working for Blizzard for like 5-6 years. He was a hacker for the government, and he runs a very successful now YouTube channel and stream and talks about a lot of things. Have a listen to this, and then this is probably the reason why Nintendo haven't sued Palworld.
Japan doesn't have any fair use for its copyright law. There's no such thing as fair use in Japan. None. Doesn't exist. So with that in mind, if Nintendo wants to go after you, if you're in the US or Europe or anywhere else, because you're showing off Nintendo stuff, they have every right to, because there's no fair use in Japan. They can stop you from doing that. They've done it many, many times. It may feel unsavory, but that's within their purview to do so, right? Normal stuff. Super normal stuff. Now, with that in mind, let's say that Nintendo wanted to go after Pocket Pair and said, hey, there's something wrong. Well, Pocket Bear's been working on this game publicly for 3 years. They haven't done it. Pocket Bear's now released the game and they have 5 million sales, and they still haven't done it. And on top of all of this, on top of everything else, they're both in Japan, which means it wouldn't even be an international lawsuit. It'd be a local lawsuit. So if they're not doing it, why is everyone on Twitter bitching? Pretty sure that Nintendo, one of the most litigious game companies in the world, would have more of a handle and understanding of the law than all of the armchair experts on Twitter.
There you go. That's probably the reason why Nintendo haven't sort of sued Pocket Pair. Mainly because both companies are in Japan, and it's a bit of a stupid thing to do. Like he said, you can go after anybody all around the world, but when it comes to Japan, there's no free use. And that's the reason why Nintendo haven't sued Pocket Pair. They could if they wanted, but there's no point. So, let's get into Twitter. Twitter has basically been this massive, I want to say crap storm of loads of different opinions that have basically, I would say, made me laugh and actually just made me laugh in general. There's a lot of weird people out there, but I want to talk about this bit over here first. There is controversy going around that Palworld was created using AI. And I get it, because people thought it would just be knocked out really, really quickly. It's been in development for 3 years. They're allowed to spend some time making their own game, but, we'll go through a few things. So this is Pocket Pair Incorporated. As you can see, they have game designers, lead character artists, character concept artists, assistant character concept artists, lead motion animators, and environmental artists. There's quite a lot of people there. Actual people working on the game. Technical artists, lead UI artist, cinematic artist, VFX artist, logo designer. Can you see a thing here? And that's just from Pocket Pair. Let's go through a few more, shall we? Oh, VNQ, quality assurance and lead quality assurance, done by people. It's amazing, isn't it? And if we go down here, Studio Sledgehammer Incorporated, art manager and character artists, actual people. Keyword Internationals, which is Keyword Studios, art manager, account manager, sales manager. Then we've got Lackshire Digital, Keyword Studio. I can't pronounce it, sorry. I'm not that great at pronouncing things. But if we go through this, we're starting to see like a big picture here, like art director, associate art director, art lead, character lead, rigging art lead, final reviewer, art reviewers, then we've got senior character artists. So all of these people actually worked on the game as artists. So when someone says, oh, well, it's got to be AI, unless every single one of these people is sitting there at a computer going, well, we've got to design this character, blah, 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 which could have happened. They've had 3 years to build this game. It's quite a lot. Oh, Active Gaming Media. There's another company that are involved. And then we've got Shift Inc., which is more involved as well. And they had studio art directors. And then they've got art people in here as well. And look, art director, character lead. Then we've got rigger lead, art reviewers, art. Then we've got character artists again, more character artists. All different people from different gaming studios working on Palworld. It's amazing, isn't it? You know, and all these people are like, well, it's got to be AI because it's so fast. No, it just means a lot of people worked on the bloody game quickly. This game has been working for 3 years. And in fairness, whacking out a game like this in 3 years is pretty bloody impressive, from my point of standard at least. So, I've been reading through Twitter. I've been sort of like commenting here and there and basically just going through a few bits and pieces. And there's a lot of people just prattling around and moaning. And the reason why most of them are moaning is they're trying to stick up for the AAA gaming world. And I don't know why. And the reason why I can sort of think about it is maybe like Palworld is actually causing that much of a stir in the gaming world, but no one's really spoken about this before. Even though Valheim was quite a big thing, and that wasn't a AAA game. Lethal Company was quite a massive thing, still is, and that's not a AAA game. And things like, you know, I mean, Diver Dave was a big thing. Dave the Diver, that was a big thing, and that wasn't a AAA company. Among Us, that was a massive thing, and that wasn't a AAA game. All of these games have come under fire over the time of like, oh, well, this one reason or another. And it's the same with Palworld. It's not a AAA title, and even AAA devs are like, well, there's got to be something fishy going on. No, here's what's going on. This game is less than a AAA title. It is currently, if it's through my currency, which is the UK, we have got this down at £24 full price. That's 3 times cheaper than a AAA title. And then if you go to, like, well, so that means the game is cheaper. That means it's more accessible for people to give it a go. Even if they don't want to, they can go into it, look at it and go, okay, not my cup of tea. And that's fine. Also, it's on Game Pass. People can look at this game for the Game Pass price, which is what, 11 quid in UK terms? They'll probably just click on it and go, well, it's all right. And then they can play it or not. They have a choice. Making a game this cheap makes it accessible for more people. You splash a £70 price tag on a game, lots of people don't want to buy it. They don't want to risk that much money anymore. They can't afford to. The economy around the world is screwing up right now. So when it comes to a cheaper game that might actually give you a couple of hours of fun, then it's going to be something that people want to do. And let's get into that quickly as well. This game is fun. There's no political agenda. There's no microtransactions. There's no skins for sale. There's no, you must do this. You must play that. You must pay for this. There's no battle pass. There's no, you must grind this game for 60 hours so you can get yourself a box. And in that box is going to be something maybe special. Have you noticed that most of the people who are playing this game don't give a flying damn about that? They are genuinely sitting there, kicking back at their keyboards and mouse or at their controllers on their Xboxes and not giving two flying crapolas. And that's part of the best part about this. The reason why I find this funny, and the best part is the reason why I find this funny, is that it's not a AAA game. And people are losing their crap about it. And it's funny. The reason why is because a lot of the people don't realise this game was being made in the background. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, because it was 2021, a trailer came up for Palworld. It was like, hey, we're going to make a Pokemon game, it's going to have guns in it. People thought it was going to be a joke. People generally just wrote it off there and then went, nah, it's alright, it's going to be crap, don't worry about it. Ah ha ha, like almost like an April Fool's. And then out of the blue, this game just exploded. As of now, which is the 24th of January 2024, this game currently sits at the most played games above Counter-Strike at 2 million peak views, which is ridiculous. This is the biggest increase of a game I have seen for a very long time. Admittedly, game that's doing the most as usual is PUBG, but this is pretty impressive. Currently, there are 916,000 people playing Palworld as I speak, which is a lot of people. This chart are the people who are following it on Steam alone, and the number just went over 300,000 people. These are people who haven't bought it yet. These are people who have seen the hype on Twitter and other social media platforms and gone, Well, if I add it to my wish list, I'll pick it up next week when I get paid. Because it's coming up to the end of the month, people start getting paid from their jobs, and then maybe they're going to treat themselves to something at the beginning of the year, because January is always a crap month. And if they look at this and they think, hey, it looks like a bit of fun, and I don't really give a damn what's being said on social media, they're going to pick this game up. That's another 300,000 people just waiting to buy the game. Or maybe waiting for another sale. You never know. What you have to take from this is a major upset to the AAA world. And the reason why it's a major upset is because this game just exploded. And it is dominating game sales for basically, it's almost lining up to be the best game of 2024, for sales-wise at least. 6 million people have bought this game, which is a ridiculous amount for such a short space of time. A lot of the people I've seen bitching and moaning about this on Twitter, or X, sorry, mainly PlayStation users who can't access the game because it's not on PlayStation. You can get this on Xbox, you can get this on Steam, and that's pretty much okay, because that's just how it is. It's a game, it's been developed on a certain platform, it's been put out on that certain platform, that's okay. And if you can't play this game, you're not really missing out on much. And the reason why you're not really missing out on much is because other platforms have things like Arc Evolved. That's basically what this game is, just with this it's adorable monsters you can beat up and brutalise and turn them into basically workers. I'm not going to say the S word because they're not, they're getting paid in food, it's fine. But what I'm getting at is that there are games like this everywhere. It's not an amazingly special game. It's not, holy crap, it's the best game in the world, because there are plenty of games that are better than Palworld. But this game is causing an upset because it's not the same as every other game out there. This game has no microtransactions. This game is 3 times cheaper than a AAA title. This game is fun. This game does not have a battle pass. This game is just good. That's all it is. It's a good game. It's not a perfect game. It's not the best game. And do you want to know the best part? They've already released a roadmap of what they're going to be doing for this game next. Let me just find out. Here we are. The roadmap. This is going to be what's coming up in the future for this game. The addressing the critical issues. Currently, numerous bugs have been identified and we are prioritizing fixing those. Sometimes the world date may experience rollbacks. The loading screen may persist when trying to load into the world and so on. For 6 days worth, this is an early access roadmap. This basically means that the game's not in even its full launch, and it's early access, and they're already fixing more stuff than most AAA games do. Which shows gumption behind the actual company who are running this. Okay? They are doing a bloody good job. 6 days in, it's like, okay, we've got this, and this problem. We're going to fix them. Improvements are implementing ASAP. Key configuration improvements, improving the base of PAL AI and pathing. That's not AI as in the game's being made on AI. It's the actual machine inside the game that's controlling the characters moving around the screen and where they're going and how they're going to react to you. That's not actual AI making the game. That's AI that you find in most games. Like if you play GTA and go up to someone and punch them in the face, the computer can sit there and go, right, okay, I'm either going to run away from this or I'm going to try fighting, and then you get into an actual like thing. That's what this AI is. It's basically making the game better for you to have a more inclusion, a more impact into the actual game. And then planned future updates. PvP. You can do Poke Battles, basically. Raid bosses, end game content. So we're going to get some really big stuff to fight. That's going to be cool. PAL Arena, PvP for pals. So it's going to be online multiplayer pal fights, like a Poke Battle. You should be happy about this. People want to play a Pokemon game without paying for the price. Ideal. Steam Xbox crossplay means we'll be able to play with our friends on Xboxes. Isn't that just grand? Various Xbox feature improvements. Obviously, things don't work properly, so they're going to fix them. Server transfers and migrations. All good, you know? There's nothing wrong with this. Improvements for the building system. It is a bit clunky. It does need adjusting. And new islands, PAL bosses, and technologies. More stuff coming. For a game that is going to cost you £24 maximum, that's not a bad deal. So for all those people that are moaning about this game being AI generated, look at the credits for the artists and so on and so forth, all the people that have worked on the game. For all the people that are moaning the fact it's a Pokemon ripoff, if Nintendo had a problem with it, they would sue them. They didn't sue them 3 years ago. There's not a problem with this game. And in all, like I've said, this game is not the greatest game in the world. This game is not the best game ever. This game is a good game, it's a fun game, and that is it. If you've got a problem with Palworld, it means you're not open-minded enough to actually give this a chance. You dismiss it straight away because it's copying one of your favourite games. And this is one of Eurogamer's lovely articles. Is Palworld actually any good? Of course not. Electro buzzkill. And this is Chris Tapsell, the deputy editor who wrote this of Eurogamer. Now, unfortunately for Chris Tapsell, he shows a very sort of bias on his profile. See that? That's a Pokemon picture. That's the reason why he doesn't like it, and he's had to put it down as these posts are protected, and the reason probably being is because of that article. And as you can see, this person, crap article, as he hides his tweets, laughing. So you can't even access his tweets to find out his true feelings about this game. You have to read the Eurogamer article to actually look at this. I'll put a link in the description box below so you can actually go and check out what he actually says. Here's another one from Chris Tapsell. Diablo 4, like the Blizzard hits of old, Diablo 4 is a designer's game at heart, built on intricity and depth. A sense of fearful overcompensation holds it back. I played the first 2 seasons of Diablo, and I've got to be honest, it's a little bit crap. You know, I'm a big Diablo fan, and I was disappointed by it. I don't mind the whole free roaming thing, just felt like there wasn't really a lot in it to do. It's just the joys of life. But this is the whole thing. This is Palworld. And I got to be honest, numbers don't lie. When you've got 92.46% in 6 days, an average of 93.95 of the 82,000 people who have reviewed the game, the only people that have got a problem with this are the people who support AAA titles or Pokemon. And if you're supporting those games and you're looking at these numbers going, oh, it's fine, don't worry, you know, we'll just blast it on Twitch and people will pay attention to us. Most gamers don't care. Most gamers don't read Twitter. Most gamers don't read social media when it comes to playing games. We maybe look at 1 or 2 reviews and we have a look at it and it's like, oh, well, it's all right. I'll see what it's like anyway. Most gamers don't give a damn what's being said on Twitter. Most people don't care about your opinion. They probably don't give a damn about my opinion. Most gamers will just play a game. If it's fun and they hear that it's a good game, someone else will pick it up. And what you have to consider is that most people will just play whatever. They don't really care if your opinion is, well, they must have nicked this idea from this game. Most people don't give a damn what you're thinking. They're just going to play the game. They're going to enjoy the game, or they're not going to enjoy it. It's a 50-50 split. So why are you got your hood so bent out of shape and it's not going to fit the rest of the car when a game like this comes out and you're going to have a problem with it? Me personally, I've played it. I actually put some time into it. I enjoyed it. And it's not one of those games I normally play. I don't normally touch survival games. But you know what? Given the opportunity to try something new that isn't the same as all the other crap that's out there at the moment, like all the AAA games that are doing the same thing to rinse you of all of your money, and then we get something like this come along and just charge us for one price for a game and we can play it for as much as we like, and they're not going to give us any crap about, oh, you have to buy this microtransaction or this loot box or play on this battle pass. You know what? It's refreshing. I'm glad something like Palworld came out. I'm glad the developers put the time in to actually make this game. And you can slate it as much as you want for AI and stuff, but there's enough artists on that list to basically make you maybe consider what you're thinking is wrong. And I don't really care what you think. This is a refreshing game. This is something the gaming world needs. It needs more games like Palworld and Valheim and Lethal Company. We need more games like this to diverse the entire gaming world, to basically make it back how games used to be, before it all turned into a microcosm of bullcrap. When it comes down to chucking in microtransaction after microtransaction and getting all of your users to spend X amount of money on some crappy loot box that nobody really wants to open, but you put it all behind this crap that we don't want to play, it sort of gets a bit boring after a while. And then you start losing your fan base because people are sick and tired of paying for the stuff that we don't really need, but you make us look into and go, well, you know, it's only £1.99. You do that enough times and we're the ones who are losing out. So when you get something like this come along and it only costs you 20 quid, maybe look into it. You might discover an entirely new universe to gaming that you never thought you had. But when you find it, and you're not playing 70, 80, 90 pound for a game, and you're not paying for the stuff you don't need, gaming becomes more wholesome. Gaming becomes an actual enjoyment, an actual escape from the reality that we all tried to get away with when it comes to gaming. That's what I've been doing most of my life. You can never control what's outside of your four walls. Life goes on, life gets hard, life gets easy. You might be going through a really crap period of your time. And then you'll play something like this. You might forget it for a couple of hours and actually put a smile on your face. You might actually enjoy your life for once, instead of getting all bent out of shape just because something doesn't agree with your own way. Just my thoughts. Like I said, I like it. I don't care if you don't. I'm playing it. You don't have to. And if I like it, it means nothing to you, does it? Maybe give it a go. And actually stop posting all your negative shit on Twitter. Bye bye for now.